Hello everyone, drum tech drummer and online educator Kenny Sharretts coming to you with a video on how to tune a 5x14" snare drum. Now today we're going to get into a lot of different ways to tune this drum, and I've done a lot of snare tuning videos, but they've usually been on a 6.5x14" snare drum. Today we're going to get a little bit deeper into a 5x14" snare drum using this beautiful Rogers Dyna-Sonic snare drum. Another thing that's going to be different about this video is in a lot of my snare tuning videos I used a 2-ply head, but in this video we're going to use a classic Remo coated ambassador just to go with the most fundamental rounds of tuning drums with a single-ply head. And that way you kind of get a variation from my other videos on how a single-ply head relates pitch-wise and tension-wise to the drum versus a 2-ply head. And that way you have a better idea of what a single-ply head will give you when tuning a snare drum like this. Now for this YouTube version, I'm going to teach you a lot of tuning tips and tricks, teach you about some tensions, teach you about some comparative intervals and get different sounds out of this drum, and a lot of tuning tips along the way. However, if you want to learn step by step how to tune this snare drum while helping to support my YouTube channel, head on over to kennysharretts.com, where this full step-by-step lesson will be available as a standalone lesson, as well as part of my annual packs number 2 and number 3, where you get access to all the lessons in my library. And with annual pack number 3, for just $30 more than annual pack number 2, you get an extra hour lesson online included. And that's an hour lesson with me. My hour lessons are $70 an hour. So it is a great value. All right, so let's get to setting up this snare drum. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I like to start with my drum heads at finger tight with all the tension rods balanced evenly. That way, when you make equal turns around the drum, the next level of tuning that you have, all the tension rods tend to be in the same place. Now, I've already stretched this drum head. You want to learn how to stretch it? Go watch my video at kennysharretts.com because it's free. Pro Tech tips for stretching a drum head. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use these Quick Tech keys. And while normally I'd use the top to get going and get to where I want to be, today I really want to start at the lowest possible tension so I can get some deep tones out of the snare drum. So I'm going to use the shoulder of the key and just brush them up. Now, I am double checking my finger tight tensioning because I've tensioned this drum up before, but I use a specific pattern for doing this. And I'm going to go ahead and play this for you, this octave, so you can hear what it sounds like. Now, this is a pretty low tension and a pretty low tuning, and I was surprised that this drum would sound so great at such a low tension. But let's go ahead and give it a check out and see what it sounds like, y'all. Now, I am going to use a little piece of moon gel on this because when it's super low, they're super tubby and the drum rings. But, ooh. And with a little bit more gel on it, we can control that tone and get that low swampy sound. Now, I used a G on the bottom head because when you're tuning a drum head low at the top, it tends to be best to have a tight bottom head so it doesn't get too swampy, unless of course you want a real swampy head, in which case you can create an interval between the two as low as that bottom head will go. But for now, woo! Oh my God, that is super fat. And this is actually what I would call the Randy Cook tension. I did some gigs with Randy Cook with Smash Mouth a few years back, and he said, I want that snare drum head low. And I was like, really? And he goes, yeah, low. And I tuned it what I thought was low, and he goes, no, man, I want it low. And it was soupy and swampy, just like this head. And yet still, he was an incredible drummer on it, which was a testament to his technique, because Randy's one of my favorite drummers on the planet. So let's grab these drum keys and some tuning tools, bring them on up. And that way we can kind of go to the next level of tuning and we can get an idea of what this drum is capable of. And that brought it right up to a B, and I kind of like that, man. This is a bit of range for this snare drum. So let's check it with the tune bot, because I'm hearing a B. Let's see what the tune bot has to say about it. Now, when you're tuning with the tune bot on a snare drum, it's essential that you really mute that bottom head. V3 on the nose, 246, y'all. Loving that. Gonna go ahead and put this here. I'll turn on my drum dial and get some comparative drum dial settings. Now, I can hear these two being a little bit low, so I'm just gonna snug them up just a wee bit, like a 30-second turn. So I can get the tones I want, so it's nice and even and balanced all the way around. There it is, a B to a G. Now, here's the thing. I'm generally a fan of even intervals. I like intervals to be nice and even, and I like them to be matched, like perfect fourths, perfect fifths. But sometimes sitting in between an interval can kind of get you a nice sound. So we're gonna check this out as this, and then see what tuning the bottom head down sounds like. Now let's do a little less. Woo, that sounds pretty good. Let's see how it sounds with just a little bit more muffling, y'all. Wow, that is absolutely pop. But I want to see what the difference is if I bring that bottom head down and make a perfect fourth out of it. So let's go ahead and do that, y'all. All right, we're getting an F-sharp 4, 370 on that bad boy. So I'm going to compare it with the top head. Beautiful. All right, now we've got a perfect fifth on this drum. So let's see what it sounds like with a little bit of muffling at a perfect fifth versus the major sixth. All right, a little deeper, a little bit more focused, y'all, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. Making sure that interval is even can sometimes focus up the tone of the snare or give you the flexibility of say, hey, I like this at this tension, but I want it a little bit lower in pitch. And that bottom head sure has a little bit lower pitch to it. So let's do a little playing and see what it does. All right, y'all, so let's take up another round of turns and see if we can get it to a perfect fourth with that F sharp on the bottom and see what a C sharp to F sharp sounds like on this 5x14-inch drum. Beautiful. So now I should have a perfect fourth between these two heads. There it is. All right, I like that a lot better, y'all. So let's go ahead and get it set up, play this drum, and see what it sounds like with the perfect fourth between these two C sharp 4 to F sharp 4. And let's check it out with just a little bit more muffling, y'all. Muffling. Oh, I'm loving that, y'all. It's got crack, but it's got body to it. So now let's take it back up one more set of turns and see what happens when we put a little bit more tension on this top head, and then take the bottom head up as well, and that way we raise this interval up. But we're gonna start with the bottom head so we can see what the difference between a perfect fourth and a perfect fifth is, y'all. Shall we? Now I'm hearing a good G sharp. Do, re, mi, fa, so. So I'm gonna trust that. I feel like I've got it in the place that I want. And I think when I hear the drum, I'm gonna know that's what it is and that's how it sounds. So let's go ahead and get to playing it with a little bit of muffling and a lot of muffling and see how this perfect fix sounds on this drum. Now for a little bit more muffling. Yeah, that's definitely a crisper, more aggressive snare drum with a crack, but still a lot of body in it. So now, let's go ahead and take this top head up and see what we get when we bring it up just another whole step. There we go, all right. Now let's go ahead and see what this firecracker sounds like. Woo, that is crisp. Oh yeah, that's absolutely cracking, y'all. I kind of don't want any more muffling on this drum, because it's like the perfect amount of ring with just that little piece of moon gel on it. But let's check it out anyways. Okay, that is absolutely cracking, y'all. I kind of like it with a little bit of muffling on it too. You know, it's not that bad. So we're gonna go for one more tuning. In this tuning, I'm actually gonna take everything back down and see what it sounds like when we do a major third at a medium tension. So let's see what this major third at a medium tension, and I'm excited to hear what it sounds like. Woo-hoo-hoo! See, this is why I like the major third. It's got a nice tight pop to it, no messing around. All right, so let's see what it sounds like with a little bit more muffling on it using a full moon gel. Oh man, that is poppity pop McPopperkins, man. This drum has a nice tone to it, as did all the intervals with this lovely Rogers Dyna-Sonic with the Remo coated ambassador on it. So hope this video has helped you find some intervals that might be useful for you and some tones that might be useful for you on your 5x14-inch snare drum with a single ply head. So stick around, please, and watch more videos on YouTube, Kenny Sharretts, on drum tuning and drum tech. And if you want to learn step-by-step how I turn this snare drum and help support my channel while you do it, please head on over to KennySharretts.com, where this was a full step-by-step lesson is available as a standalone lesson as a part of annual pack number 2 and annual pack number 3, y'all. Solid.